What is up, everybody? Josh here again, and today we have an Icarus Week 105 update. This week we get some new Rustic Signs, 3 of them to be exact, some quality of life changes, news about the new Taming expansion coming, and batteries, and so much more. Let's get into it, shall we? Icarus Week 105 brings some quality of life improvements and rustic signs, 3 of them. Starting out the 3rd year of Icarus, and our 3rd year of Icarus as well. They added in 3 new rustic signs with variations for both ground and floor, kind of like a raw wood design, which is pretty neat. We'll show you that in game here very shortly. They also have a ton of information on upcoming updates and features for all the new players who have joined them from the recent free weekend. These are all scheduled for next year, as their team will be focusing on smaller updates over the Christmas break while spending time with their families, which is to be expected, of course. But they say that batteries and electrical networks will be soon, regardless. And they'll continue their weekly updates, just like we will, like they've done for the last 2 years. This week we get some notable improvements, as in icons behind the armor slots, light slot, and bulk slots are now added, and we'll show you where those icons are and what they're talking about. They also fixed an issue with the hotbar keys not showing correct keys when rebound, fixed fur issues on bear rugs, like weird fur graphical errors, and you can now right click and drop animal carcasses while focused and carrying them. So there's multiple changes in your UI. You'll see that you got little icons back here for like chest, legs, head, backpack, stuff like that. Also in your light slot, you'll see that there's a little light icon there, and any item that is a light will have the same little icon in the bottom left, and when you hover over it, you'll see it in the top right of the little box that appears. So things are kind of organized, as well as the little, it looks like, I don't know, like a dolly carrying a box or something, or a trolley for other people carrying a box. And that goes in your G slot. That's what your G slot looks like. So you can match the icons now, and you'll know where it goes. So kind of gives it a little bit, maybe for newer people, we'll show them where the items go. Like these are shields, they always can go in your G slot. Hey, did you know people didn't regularly know you can actually use a shield and a sword at the same time? Like this. Thought about putting it in a tips and tricks video, but if you hit G, so hit G and then we'll bring out a knife here. When you right click, it brings your shield up like this, and then you can attack, block, attack, block. So yeah, we have a bunch of little icons now and places for you to put them. The oxygen stuff doesn't yet, but maybe it's a work in progress. Also now when you're carrying a animal, you can just right click and hold it to drop the animal instead of having to hit the drop key. The drop key still works, but you can also just right click and do it as well. And also when you have it in your inventory, you'll see in the bottom right, you'll see drop carcass and your drop key, whatever that is. And also numpad slash, because I have fat fingers. And of course in controls, you can adjust whatever your keybinds are. And what's new this week is new Rustic Signs. They've added 3 new Rustic Signs to the game, which is unlockable in Tier 1, which means it's craftable on your player and requires wood, sticks, and fiber. Let's take a look at those. We're going to show you where to unlock the new Rustic Sign pack. That is going to be in your Tier 1 in your tech tree. And if you scroll all the way to the right, to the very end where the building pieces are, and to the left of that above the bone chest armor, you find the Rustic Sign pack. And that gives you the classic, natural, and round Rustic Signs. Click on that to unlock it, and then you can craft them in your inventory. If you scroll down to the very bottom of your inventory, once you unlock them, you'll see it, round Rustic Sign. And these do have different variations. All you have to do is, when you have one of the signs out, just hold R, and it will bring up a variation where you can place a sign, for example, on a cupboard or something like that, or a wall. And you can hold R and you could do the standing sign, which will stand on the ground, like that. And these are all the new signs, and this is what they look like in the shade. So the very left one is called the Circular Rustic Sign, and you can see the 2 variations there, the one on the wall and the one on the floor here. And this one in the middle is called the Classic, and it is the one with the comment and the 105 there in the middle. And we also have the natural one here with the update and subscribe on it. And that's the 3 new signs that they added this week. Pretty easy to make, pretty easy to unlock, and you can make them in your inventory. You can also go to icon and type in fish, and then scroll all the way to the right and choose this icon right here. And that looks like a pair of knit. We also got some coming soon news about batteries and network updates. Batteries are in their initial testing phase, and they're actively fixing issues with the changes they've made to the electricity system. They're also doing some adjustments how the energy generation system works and provide off-peak storage systems to allow you to keep working around the clock. It means you're going to need to make some changes on how machines operate with an energy source, so certain machines will slow down or stop when underpowered. And the next large update coming soon is a Taming expansion, where they're going to be adding ton of depth to the mount system, which includes levels on mounts, unique talents for mounts, and even mounts being transferable from one prospect to another. It's all in early development and a ton of content for them to develop, so they'll keep you updated as they make progress. We're also getting some future updates. They have a lot of new players this week, so they wanted to give everyone a look into some of the content they'll be adding over the next few months. It took a free weekend for us to get a better roadmap, so let's take a look at this. We're going to get some additional animals like bees. There's going to be some wild beehive.
Oh, beehive.
That will spawn around the map and host aggressive bees that you have to deal with. You also get to raise domestic bees soon and harvest honeycomb for honey and beeswax, which I'm sure they're going to use for some kind of food or cooking or maybe even medicine. Who knows? We're also going to get some new animals that includes bats, kiwi birds, sheeps, chicken, in a large range of wild and domesticated versions, and basic consumables like eggs, wool, and more. Maybe we'll be able to make cakes with eggs and honey. They're also working on an in-game Icarus wiki, a prospect field guide. They'll provide additional information for every item in-game, including how to craft it, where you can obtain it at, what sets they belong to, and more. This will also link to the bestiary and fishing book, creating a network of valuable information. They're also reworking water and allowing water devices to clean water, provide buffs when drinking clean and purified water, which means my days of drinking out of the creek will be numbered. They're also going to let you add other fluids like tea, cocoa, and coffee to your canteens, rather than needing a separate craftable item. And as we've been seeing in the future content notes, we're also getting some turrets. Many of you theorized, and it's something they have been working on. We've seen it in the future content notes. And our theories are correct. We're getting a tier 4 turret system that can automatically defend your base and attack creatures that stray too close. I believe we can implement those maybe in horde mode bases, or maybe where you don't have animal deterrents. Or maybe even missions, who knows? They're also going to be working on the Prometheus map expansion, as many of you have been stating, and us as well. The map isn't complete for Prometheus. It wasn't released complete. So what they are doing is they're adding 2 new regions and operations with different feels than the rest of the biomes. And they're kind of more focused towards hardcore survival with limited resources and intense weather that renders the map unusable. Next week, we also get a Biomore backpack, and it's for your team's medic, which is going to give a little bit more importance to the support role, providing damage boosts and health regen buffs for coming in and reviving down teammates. So if you got a very special character, I know some people out there had some characters they had just for rescuing people, you'll be able to slap that backpack on and help people. And they also say they still have the Architecture Bundle and Outpost Bundle for sale, and they need money, so give them money, I guess. It's the Changelog! In the new content section, we have unlocking raw wood signs, which you've already went over. They added the armor icons, all the good stuff that we've already went over. They pretty much cover in the new content section this week. G-slot items also have an in-world tooltip now that changes to red if you are unable to pick them up. Going over the fixing quality of life section here, they finally fixed that audio bug for whenever you went pretty close to the contact device and got close to it a few blocks away. You'd hear like a bug. They updated the death overflow bag highlightable, so it now shows as the remains of a fallen prospector. Here's something very important that you might want to know. Half the spawn rate of voxel and plant-based exotics in open world, as these spawns add repeatedly, so will increase each time if not gathered. You can also now see the bulky slot icon on mounts. They added a delivery pod door open and close, hooking up close animation to play when leaving. Also adding fixing armor repair audio to data table. And this week they fixed the seed pouch not receiving picked up seeds after loading a prospect, and fixed seed pickup totals being shown incorrectly on the HUD. And they re-enabled and fixed the take all button in the seed pouch. And now there's a little tooltip or hint in the map screen to add a remove marker. And they add building deconstruct hit to hammers. And we'll skim over the future content section this week. Talk about fixing a neon glow on the neon sign. And we're getting a Rocketworks flag with 4 texture variants. Also getting a black wolf revolver. Talk about a deploy sound for the water purificator. Looks like the turret is a deployable and it may be outside only. And it can be rotated. Has a basic HUD as well. Gonna have different tiered water purifiers. Black wolf revolver. I wonder if Jake made that one. Looks like the turret is going to have some various constraints to stats. Wonder if we're getting turrets because they're making the game PvP. Ooh, there are beehive assets already. Maybe I can take a look. Talk about the sandworm crossbow. And looks like we're getting a large bear trap too. And they still talk about the ice building and a neon Rocketworks sign. And they might have chicken assets in there too. And that's it for this changelog. Thank you so much to the late night crew. KHX, Sergio, Wolfie, Sandy, Silver, John, EMC2, Rodnob, Novocaine, Hongpo, Aaron Scholes, Steady Bob, Jim K72, Kristen, Chris, Hager, Gareth, Leatherhawk 67, Gamer Joe, Alaron Gaming, Andrew Johnson, Hawk71, Edwin, Blaze Valkram, Jaybird, Sanchez, MTZ Gaming, Bittang Warrior, The Bot 04, Sven Smith, Rare, and Sasquatch. Thank you so much for being part of the late night crew and welcome new members. And thank you so much to our supporters as well. You too could be part of the late night crew or become a supporter of the channel. All you gotta do is click on join on our channel anywhere you see it. You could watch this neat little video that's on the membership page. It'll show you about the memberships. And also, we have 2 different ranks. We have the Late Night Crew supporter that gets access to all of our membership stuff and things, including loyalty badges, custom emojis made by me, and exclusive behind the scenes posts and videos. Those are posts about our YouTube channel in general and special videos that only members have access to. Of course, if you're a Late Night Crew member, you also get all the Late Night supporter stuff, and in addition to that, you get shoutouts in every update video that we decide to do updates for. Every game, doesn't matter the game, every update video we do the shoutouts for our members, like this one. You get priority reply back to comments. There will be a day probably where I won't be able to keep up with the comments. Currently I can, but we will probably get there one day. And of course you're a rock star. And I also plan on doing some member-only streams in the future. So if you ever wanted to support the channel, become a supporter or become a Late Night Crew member. This is what the members get. They get special videos, we get post off some details about the channel and all that good stuff. And if you click on these links up front here, you'll see there's other links that you can see here. Like, I don't know, our Twitter account. We do have a Twitter account where we post our YouTube stuff and our Cash App if you're interested in supporting the channel that way. Usually we just take that money and just put it straight back towards the servers and stuff for you guys. Or bills, whichever one comes first. And that's it for this video. Don't forget, if you like what you see, to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Subscribing will get you Icarus updates just like this one every single week. We also have content videos. Just released a video on how to get 2400 Ren and 1200 exotics per hour, an advanced guide to Icarus farming. We're going through and trying to update some of our guide videos for you guys, since Icarus changes so much. Don't forget, we'll be streaming this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Friday will be Icarus, Saturday will be Arc ASA, and Sunday is going to be Lethal Company. So look forward to that, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Peace.